Hi and welcome back to Cheeky Crypto, and today guys we are taking a cheeky look at Cardano and a potential breakout towards 22 cents. This could be massive if you're a large bag holder of ADA here, Chris. I know that we're both heavily invested in ADA and I'll continuously add more and more to my position. So this is absolutely fantastic news. Anything you want to add before we jump straight into this, Chris?
No, I really love this project. I think it's going to have a fantastic 2021 and beyond. I think it's going to do really, really well.
Fantastic. So guys, if you do find this useful and informative, go ahead and smash that like button for Chris. He really appreciates it. And likewise, if you're new to the channel, do go ahead and subscribe. By subscribing, you will be kept up to date with all the videos and live streams that we do here at Cheeky Crypto. Right, let's jump on over and see exactly what's going on, get into the charts and go through all of that good stuff. Right, so Cardano price is ready for a 25% breakout towards 22 cents according to the technicals, right? So this is fresh out. This is, I think, like maybe 4 hours old, something like that, since the moment of recording here. So Cardano price remains contained inside a parallel channel on the 4-hour chart. Several indicators suggest that the daily asset is poised for a massive breakout towards 22 cents, right? So I'm going to go through this article, see what they're talking about, see if I can replicate it in the charts, or it's my specific chart that I doodle on a lot, and then see, what we can see, right? Can we confirm a 22 cents or do we see something different? So let's get into this, right? So Cardano has been trading inside a parallel channel for over a month, and it's getting closer to a breakout. Bulls have managed to secure several critical support levels and are now ready to push ADA above a key resistance point. So Cardano price needs to crack 17 cents to see a massive breakout. On the 4-hour chart, Cardano has established a parallel channel, and bulls have pushed the digital assets above the 50 SMA, the 100 SMA, and 200 SMA, turning all three into support levels, which is absolutely key for pushing things forward, right? So here's their charts. It's looking pretty decent. Let's go ahead and open this up in its own little tab here and see what we can see, right? So this is their chart. For clarity, this is their 4-hour chart, the parallel channel that I talked about. Here we can see we have the 50, the 100, and the 200 day SMA, and where our current position is, right? There's basically targeting towards 22 cents, which is a 25% move from this level here. Likewise, they're predicting it could potentially come down here for whatever reason, negative 25%. So really interested to see, which way this falls. Let's see what else they're talking about here. So at this point, it seems that the bulls have the upper hand, but still need to crack the key resistance level at 17.3 before a breakout. If Cardano can climb above this point, it would most likely get driven towards 22 cents. Okay, so additionally, the in-out of the money around price, the IO map, basically chart shows practically no resistance above, and most critical areas seem to be located between 16.6 and 17 cents, which coincides with the upper trend line of the parallel channel, giving credence to the bullish outlook. Bears would need to drive Cardano price below the 3 moving averages to give any chance of pushing ADA towards the lower trend line at 13 cents. A breakdown below the critical support level would take the digital asset down to basically 10 cents, right? So here is our chart, right? This is the one that we've been doodling on for a while. Here is our, basically a fib retracement, our trend lines. At the bottom here, our current position is way up here now, which is fantastic. So let's go ahead and pull it into a 4-hour chart, right, and see what we're talking about. So we can very clearly see the channel here, right, and we obviously have the upper level here. Now, looking at the 4-hour, it looks like that has actually been broken, which is fantastic. So it looks like we have breached this through. So our next level really is moving past this upper trend line at 19 cents, depending on where we get there. But the thing that I wanted to kind of point out, guys, if I pull this back into, let's put it into a daily so it's easy to see. The fib retrace is going to show us a couple of extension levels, which are absolutely vital to understanding the potential how far this thing can go moving forward, right? So we can obviously have the low level on our fib retrace here at the 3rd of November and the high level of the 24th of November, right? From here, we can see that at 23.9 cents is the first extension level. This one here, right? It's the first extension level within our fib retracement levels. So that's an area to be paying attention to. Now, not to be taken in complete isolation without any looking at other things as well. But the fib retraces are going to give you a bit of an indication as to what potential lies ahead. But let's go ahead and throw on the monthly, right? And see what's going on from a monthly perspective, right? So I'm looking for this 22 cent level, right? And I'm going to go ahead and paste on some resistance levels that might be here in the future. So here is the 22 that basically is going to be the resistance level that FX Street are referring to in their article, right? So when they're talking about a breakout towards 22, that's because there's this monthly candle that happened on the 1st, of June 2018, that basically is dictating that at 22.3 cent is going to be a major resistance level. Okay, whereas currently we're relying on this fib retracement level to kind of dictate a few things. Obviously, that's a major area there, which basically is 14.8 cents, and obviously it falls in various different levels from there. Now, if I were to move this into a weekly view, we'll probably end up with some slightly different or contradicting areas, right? So straight away, we can now see that our 22 is not necessarily supported by much other than in March. But basically over in June, we weren't seeing the same kind of resistance that we were seeing before. So it's definitely a monthly resistance level rather than a weekly resistance level. So I'm going to be watching that to see if it actually has any sort of credence, right? But if I were to then paste another one here on the weekly, that actually goes in at 22.8, right? So 22.3 is the monthly, but 22.8 is the weekly. So there's a couple of different resistance levels around that level there, but they are in the 22 cents. Now, obviously, our fib retrace is indicating a 23.9, which has no bearing on current history, right? So whether our fib retrace actually is not that accurate in this example, time will tell. One thing is for certain, 22 is definitely going to be an area of resistance and something that we need to be paying attention to moving forward. Let's move this back to the daily and just expand these out a little bit so we can see exactly what's going on. So I'm just going to remove this red line here and remove this one and paste on some lighter blue resistance levels for us to easily see what's occurring here. Just going to move that a little bit, make sure it's a little bit more accurate. And I'm going to put that one here as well. Okay, so we can see that we pierced through this one here. We want to close above this level. Now, if we can close here, I imagine that we'll probably end up with a red candle just retesting this this now support level just here, right? If we can get a positive test on that, it would move us up towards the upper level of the fib retrace, which brings us in at 18.1 cents, which was the all-time high, not the all-time high, but the high level of our fib retrace on the 24th of November. We want to pierce through that, and then obviously we need to get past the upper trend level as well. Then that gives us, room to grow up towards the 22 cent level. And as was said before, including in this article, there's very little resistance between 17 cents and basically 22 cents. So we could see a pretty sharp price action on the ADA chart here, because there is very little kind of resistance between those two things. Now, if I look at it from a daily perspective, there might be a few things that are cropping up here in between. Ultimately, that looks like a pretty good area to be focusing in on. Yeah, right there, that looks pretty strong. So that gets it at 20 cents. So there could be something at 20, and there could be something around here. Yeah, that's looking pretty good. And that basically is our 18.8, right? So straight away from there, but there is a gap forming in the middle. So you might want to be looking at something like that. I'm not sure if that's going to be, yeah, that looks like it's going to be that upper level there. So that looks like we have a few additional areas now to be focusing in on, which is really positive. If we move back over to our current position, we can see the battle that we have, or that we will be facing, right? So I'm just going to go ahead and delete this fib retracement for a moment so we can see a little bit more on what's going on. I'm going to delete those trend lines as well. So here we go, right? So now we can see exactly what challenges face us in the ADA to USD, right? So the next kind of resistance level is going to be the 18.1 cent. Once we get past 18.1, which is the same level as what we tested here on the 24th of November, we'll be aiming to get the 19.2, from the 19.2 to 20.3, and then from 20.3 to 22.3. And it's going to be really interesting to see how this plays out. Obviously, we would expect a retest at some point on some of these levels. We can't just go and paint green candles all the way. But I'm pretty positive, Chris. I think there's going to be some pretty good stuff coming on the Cardano chart. It's good to break out of that parallel channel. And I'm pretty confident that 2021 is going to be an absolutely fantastic year for Cardano. What's your thoughts on all of this, Chris?
Yeah, I think, as long as they sort of meet everything that's detailed in their roadmap, I think 2021 is going to be amazing for Cardano. I know we've obviously talked about VeChain. I think both of these projects are going to do particularly well 2021, don't we, Nick?
Absolutely. So guys, if you found this useful and informative, definitely do go ahead and smash that like button for Chris. He really does appreciate it, as do I. And if you're new to the channel, then do go ahead and subscribe. By subscribing, you will be kept up to date with all the videos and live streams that we do here at Cheeky Crypto. And with all that said, we hope you have a fantastic day, and we'll catch you in the next one.
Yeah, take care, everyone.